Hello, in our last class, we talked about laws of indices. We talked about the first, the second law, and I said we will continue with the third law. I said we continue the third law in our next class. You can check up the first and second law in my channel. Now, laws of indices, now the third law. The third law, we have what we call the power law. We have what we call the power law. Now, in power law, if a number is raised to a certain number, for example, you raise something like 2 raised to power 3, all in brackets 2. If the number is raised to a certain number, I also raise again to another number. What you do now is, because there's a bracket here and this number is raised to another number, you multiply this by this. There's a bracket here. This bracket here is standard as a multiplication sign between this and this. So what you do now, you say 2 raised to power 3 times 2. So that's what this number is raised to a certain power and it's also raised to another power. So you say 2 raised to power 3 times 2, which will give us 2 raised to power 6. That's the answer. Now if you're giving something like this, 5 raised to power 4 in brackets 3. So what you do here is, because there's a bracket here and this number, this 5 is raised to a certain power and it's also raised to another power. What you do is this. You just say 5 raised to power 4 times 3. So this bracket is standing for multiplication. So 4 times 3 is 12. So you have 5 raised to power 12. Now if you have something like 3 raised to power 5, then in bracket 2, it will be simply 3 raised to power 5 times 2. 5 times 2. So 3 raised to power 5 times 2 will give us 3 raised to power 10. That is that on the power law. So we also have what we call the product law. Product law is our fourth law. Product law. Now in product law, if you have a number like this, let me say you have 3ab all in bracket square. It means you're not going to multiply all is raised to power 2. All is raised to power 2. You're not going Now when you have a number 3ab raised to power 2, so what you do here is all these numbers there, all these factors there are raised to power 2. So that means you're going to multiply it. So that will be 3 square a square b square. That's what it means. That means 3. This bracket is standing for these numbers, these 3 numbers. So it will be 3 raised to power 2. That 3 raised to power 2, a raised to power 2, and b raised to power 2. You multiply all of them there, it should be raised to power 2. This will give us 2 raised to power 2 is 9. That's 9 a square b square. That's your answer. If you have something like this, 4pq all raised to power 3. So what you do is, because they are all these numbers are in brackets, so you find the product of each of them. That will be 4 cube, p cube, q cube, q cube. 4 cube will give you what? 4 times 4 times 4, which will give you 64. P cube, q cube. That is on the product law. So the fifth law, I'll continue the fifth law in my next class. Thank you.